So the first question: the outbreak of First World War in 1914 gave a new lease of life to the nationalist movement in India. Elucidate. So, introduction: by describing the impact of the First World War on the economic and political situation in India, analyze as to how the entire situation led to greater political consciousness, thereby intensifying the struggle for freedom in India. Give an appropriate inclusion answer. First World War, 1914 to 1918. What are the economic and political situation in India? The British government declared India as an ally without the consent of the Indians. This created mass resentment among the Indian against the British rule, as the war had the following economic impact: huge rise in the defense expenditure of the British colonial government, which increased taxes on the individual incomes and business profits, increased military expenditure and demands. So, increased military expenditure and demands for war supplies led to a sharp rise in property prices, which created greater difficulties for the common people. The crop failure in 1919 and 1918 to 1919 and 1920 to 21 led to acute food shortage accompanied by epidemic influenza. These factors, among others, gave impetus to the nationalist movement in India. Apart from this, from the economic impact, the war and the aftermath also involved the following: a large number of Indian soldiers serving abroad. Many returned with an understanding of the ways in which the imperialist powers were exploiting the people of Asia and Africa with a desire to oppose colonial rule in India. The British were fighting against the Turkish Empire, which was ruled by the Khalifa. The Muslim had get respect to the Khalifa and joined the Caliphate movement for the defense of Turkey against the British. The war effort compounded the oppression faced by the agrarian society, faced with exorbitant tax rates, high price of food and other necessities. The anguish amongst the tenants was leveraged by nationalists, who initiated the process of their organization on modern lines and linked them with politics at the national level, that is, in Kisan Sabas in UP and Mappila in Malabar. The growing nationalism also reunited the moderates and the extremists at the Lucknow session 1916. So furthermore, the Congress and the Muslim League ignored their differences and put of common political demands in front of the British. So Godarites attempted the violence overthrow the British rule, while the Home Rule Leagues launched a nationwide agitation of securing Home Rule or Swaraj. Mahatma Gandhi emerged as the leader of the mass and led the Khalifa movement to unite Hindus and Muslims. He also propagated the idea of Satyagraha. The Champaran Satyagraha and Kheda Satyagraha, Ahmedabad Satyagraha were centered around the issues of locals. The Indian business groups repelled great politics from the war. The war created demand for industrial goods, jute bags, clothes, rails, and caused decline of imports from the countries to India. As the Indian industry expanded, and the Indian business groups began to demand greater opportunities for development. Thus, the outbreak of the First World War in 1914 gave a new lease of life to the nationalist movement, which had been dormant since the Swadeshi movement. So, next question we now discuss. Thank you.